Good day, mates. I hope this is finding you all COVID-free and that everybody's healthy. Today what we're going to do is we're going to do a copycat recipe. We're going to copy, well, the best chicken recipe from a particular Australian kind of steakhouse. Anyway, yes, we're going to do some Aussie chicken and it's going to be really wonderful. I'm being joined by my COVID cohorts, which would be Wanda and Diney, and we have a special guest. I think Ron Holman's coming. So we're going to get this show on the road. One of the delightful ingredients in this particular recipe is bacon. And I've been busy. I've been making bacon. Oh Lord. I have been frying bacon all morning. So I'm going to put these last pieces on, and then we'll get the chicken out because we're going to flatten the chicken. It's no big deal, but I get to work out my aggressions because my tool, I get to hammerize. Scared? Should be. So I've got this chicken breast. I'm going to take one out and put it on the plastic paper and put the wax paper over it like that. And I'm taking the smooth side. The macerator side would actually tenderize it to bits. There wouldn't be anything left. So this is going to be loud, so here we go. There you go. There you go. It's about 1/4 of an inch, and yeah, it looks like it's coming to pieces, but really it will all join up together. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take some seasoning salt, seasoned salt, and we're going to just put it on there and rub it in. And turn it over and season it. Okay, so I've got about 6 breasts here and they're all ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover them up with some cling wrap that I happen to have on hand. And I'm going to put them in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. That way they can think about what they've done. The absolute star of this recipe is the honey mustard sauce that goes on the chicken. So I'm going to change the camera and show you how to make that, okay? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a 1/2 cup of, they call for prepared mustard. I like the coarse ground Dijon, so that's what I'm using in this. Do this correctly. So you've got a 1/2 cup of Dijon. You're going to do a 1/2 cup of honey. So 1/2 cup. Going to go right in with it. There you go. Along with that, you're going to add 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. Add some body there. And on top of all that, you're going to put in 1/4 cup of light Karo syrup. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people use more, some people use less. I've made this recipe several times and I haven't had a problem with it, so I'm using the whole 1/4. So I'm going to take this and put it in the sink. Then we're going to get out our handy dandy whisk, clean that off. And then we're going to mix all this together. Now some of this we're going to put on the chicken, and some of this we're going to serve by the chicken. The other thing is there's a tablespoon of onion flakes. Some people prefer onion powder, some people whatever, but I like the flakes, and so that's how I'm making it. Alright, so then we just need to let those flavors meld. What I'm going to do is take it, I'm going to pretty much half it, and because half of it we're going to put on the chicken and the other half we're going to serve with the meal. Honey mustard sauce is in the refrigerator and it's melding all of its little flavors together. So right now what we're going to do is we have finished the bacon, and what we're going to do is take the bacon grease and we're going to saute some mushrooms and some onions in it. I have reduced the amount of bacon grease in there, but it makes the mushrooms so tasty, and well, for anybody who likes bacon, If you're vegetarian, you probably won't like this. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to go put that on the stove, and we'll get some shots of that. And because we're cooking it in a little bit of grease, both of these will let out, will, of course, have, both of these will actually let moisture out. So we'll have a nice little something to cook the chicken. Alright, so we've got it all working. We've got the potatoes on the stove, and they're coming to a boil. I've got the hard-cooked verts in the steamer, and we're going to start that in a little bit. The next step for doing the chicken is that we're going to take it out of the refrigerator, and we are also going to cook it in the little bit of bacon grease and the juices that the onions and the mushrooms sweated out. And we're going to do that until they're brown on both sides, and then we'll stuff them with stuff, and then we'll put them in the oven. So I'm going to get the chicken out of the refrigerator. Diney's going to get the camera, and we're going to go over to the stove. Okay? Your finger's not in it?
Nope, good.
Okay. Okay, so now we're going to check them. Ooh, nice. Turn them over. That could have been better. Well, they're getting brown though, that's the thing. And they will go back into the oven. So we're going to let them sit there and stew for about 5 minutes. So, now the first 3 come out. They're nice and brown. We're going to put them in on our pan. Put them around. That looks good. We have all of this. I'll lift this up and show you. We've got all of the chicken is all in the pan at this point. So now the next step on this is we're going to take our honey mustard sauce that we made earlier, and we're going to take it and we're going to put it on there generously. Okay. Okay, the next step of what we're going to do, and you can see why it is we panned the pan. So the next thing that we're going to do is we add the bacon, because, you know, bacon makes it better. We're going to put that aside, and we're going to take this bacon, and then we're just going to layer it on top like that. However you can get it to fit, you know, the more bacon, I'm for all. The more bacon you can use, the better it is. So, I should probably stop right now and tell you this is not a healthy diet recipe. Okay, it's absolutely not. Anyway, so he deserves his own little bacon. Give them a little bacon right there too. Okay, so, and this is part of the reason that we pounded the chicken, is to make it flat, so that all this good stuff would stay on it. So here we go. I've got one little piece. Welcome. Hey,
they're
okay, so I'm gonna make one of these with no. I'm gonna do one of these with no mushrooms, because Larry doesn't want them. Although he's really good at picking them out, so I'll give him that one.
Those onions look great.
Right, babe. Well, pardon me, that was my fingers. I apologize. And then we're going to just put... Oh no! The bacon's falling off. I didn't pound it back enough. Okay, there's... Remember these, we did all of these in the bacon grease. We sauteed them in there so they sweated. And you know how porous mushrooms are. They must...
That is Larry's.
Yeah, that's Larry's. We'll use the rest of it on these. Okay. So that was that. Now this one is the onions. And we'll just put generous onions on his. And we'll put some onions here, some onions there, some onions here, some onions here. So everybody got a little bit. Larry got a lot. Oh, this one didn't get any onions. Oh well. We'll give that one to Ron. We'll give that one to Ron. Okay. So after you've got the bacon and you've got the mushrooms and onions or whatever, next comes the cheese. That's the good part, okay? So we're going to do this, and we're just going to put cheese. This is Colby Jack, and we're just going to put cheese on top of all of this. another reason that we panned the pan. So I don't know. I guess we eat a lot of cheese around here, don't we? Because I'm thinking of the enchiladas. Okay. But no cheese in the steak, so. Okay. I think that looks like about as much cheese as it can hold.
Looks great.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to take it and stick it in a 350 degree oven, and we're going to do that for about 15-20 minutes, or until Ron shows up, or until he calls. He'll be back. Okay, we're back, and while the storm rages outside, we're going to make the potatoes. I've got a pot full of potatoes right here. I've got a canister of Rondell cheese. This in particular one is peppercorns and Parmesan, which I think is going to taste really good inside the potatoes. So I'm going to put that in here like this while the potatoes are still hot. And do that. And then all the stuff that you normally put, I'm going to show you what it looks like. See, it's like that. And all the stuff that you normally put in potatoes, I put in. Yep, it's half and half. And I like some butter. And then I'm going to mash them with my masher. It's going to be really, really good. Okay, so I've got them all whipped up in here. We're going to put them in a nice pot so that we can serve them. And we're going to go on to the French green beans. That will be next.
That looks good.
It's going to be the easiest.
Doing good, buddy. Doing okay.
Do some of that. And then we want to do some of our French green beans that we put the hollandaise on. So I'm going to take just a little bit of that. And then, last but of course not least, these wonderful mashed potatoes.
Like them.
Yeah. Okay. So now we just need to taste it, right? So let me get the utensils. Okay, so you've got that over there. So let's see how tender. Oh yes. Oh, it's nice and tender. It's nice and tangy. Took too big of a bite. It's nice and tangy because of the honey mustard. Sorry. And let's see what these turned out like. I love them, and they just have little lumps in them. I love potatoes with lumps in them. And of course, our beans. Perfectly done. They're perfectly done. It tastes so good. Okay, well, I've got a bunch of people that are around me right now going, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. So we're going to go eat our lunch now. Thanks for joining us for What's Cooking at the Martin. Remember, if you have heart problems, probably not the meal for you. We'll see you next week. Thanks.